You're from the
Silver Spring, Maryland.
Silver Spring, Maryland.
Yeah.
So that makes you a Commanders fan?
Yes.
Orioles or no?
Orioles.
You
yes,
are?
Absolutely. This is like heaven. This what's happened this year. Heaven.
Heaven being
the Orioles, winning the pennant. Are you kidding me? This is way ahead of
with 100 wins.
Yeah.
Being the one seed in a playoff that they get the first week off in. And then the one win that you were talking about on our Roku channel feed, I'd love for you to repeat for the radio audience. The one win the Commanders had in August.
Which
the removal of
the Dan Snyder.
Snyder. That's the ultimate win.
I forget that there are other victories. Sometimes, what victory did we get? A victory and I missed it.
It's a preseason victory, unlike any other.
It's literally in the history of sports. I rarely remember any moment when a city as one rose together and just screamed hallelujah. Hallelujah, free at last. I mean, it was unbelievable.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Like the Wicked Witch. Yeah. I know. And I would get people coming up to me for years saying, is it possible that he can leave? And I'm like, I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable.
And gone. See you later. But did you go to the old RFK? Did you go to those games?
Yeah,
at the old
I went
RFK?
to a few of those. And then, it was really, RFK was wild. It was fun. It was different. It was great.
I went to a couple games in RFK, and I remember sitting in the second deck, the top deck.
Right, yeah, that's where I was.
And it was right over the end zone. And whenever there was a play in the back of the end zone, I had to get up and lean over to see what was going on underneath the edge of the second deck. And then I thought at a couple times after Washington scored that the place was going to fall apart because it shook.
Yeah, no.
The stadium literally shook.
And they kept playing there. You saw it, and then they kept playing and playing.
Yeah.
And I think soccer played there for a while. It's great,
That was truly one. And then I sat in the same seats for the same season ticket holders in the new place, and I felt like I was watching the game from Delaware.
Yeah.
And in the world's largest air bill, in the history
and now
of that
we're going to get a new stadium because we have to have a new stadium every 10 years now. It's it's unbelievable. That eventually will be written about as the fall of, kind of like the fall of Rome. How many stadiums can you build on the head of a pin?
Right.
Seriously.
Well, maybe it'll be downtown, right? Or in the spot of RFK.
They keep yelling about putting it in Virginia. That'll be good. That'll be a nice place to put it. The Washington Redskins in Virginia. The Washington Commanders. I'm sorry.
So who was your favorite team? Your favorite player growing up, Lewis? Who got you into sports to begin with?
To begin with, it was there was a few. There was Brooks Robinson, Sonny Jurgensen. Mm-hmm. Sonny Jurgensen was great when he started for the team because all of a sudden we were competitive.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we'd lose 34-0. Now we were losing 34-21.
Yeah.
So for us it was like, woo!
Right.
Look at this. Mm-hmm. Charlie Taylor, Bobby Mitchell.
Those are the guys.
Those guys. Yeah. Johnny Unitas. I've got a football autograph by Johnny Unitas. Now I'm like 9. I'm talking to you as if a 9-year-old.
Sure, you please.
I was at a charity event at Duke University, and I'm in line with Johnny Unitas, who really is probably the one that I really was the most into as a kid.
Sure.
The guy who, and we're standing in line, and we're talking, and then he gets a bottle of wine to take to the table, and I go, "Have a glass of wine," and he just slaps me on the arm and goes, "You get a bottle. Do you want to come back here?" And I thought, this man is my idol.
It's something that he could teach you for the rest. It's a life lesson from Johnny Unitas.
From Johnny Unitas.
Man, I remember I met him one time. I shook his hand, and the one thing I will never forget is his index finger was the longest finger on his hand. I've never seen that. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's how the tight spirals come from.
Yep.
Honestly, when I shook his hand, it felt like his hand went up to my forearm.
Yeah, and that his hand, but also his hand was kind of gnarled because
of course.
The amount of the amount of broken, probably how many times his hands was broken.
I'm sure, right on top of somebody's helmet, following through and things like that. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.